Good morning. This is Fitscope. My name is Alessandra. We're going to be doing a 50-minute heart opening sequence. So I've opened up the chest before in this program. We're going to open up the upper back again, shoulders, chest, this whole area that tends to get tight. And if you have been watching me for the last couple of classes, I am going through the chakras. So we started with the root, then we went up to the sacral, then we came up to the solar plexus, and now we're going up into the heart. So just opening up to love, abundance, acceptance, all of that wonderful stuff, and also just feels nice to open up through that area. So that thoracic spine, your upper back, is kind of naturally in this little bit of a curve, right? And it's nice to kind of reverse that action sometimes, because we are sometimes, tend to get, we're driving, we're on our phone, we can tend to get round in this area. So just giving it some attention in a different way, maybe feel some liberation through there. So I recommend that you have 2 yoga blocks and a yoga strap. I'm also sitting on a blanket, not super necessary, but if you like to sit up on something when we do sit, or have something to pad your knees when you're on your knees, that might be useful. We're going to start lying down on 2 blocks. So if you don't have blocks, you can maybe either find a couple of books that are this size, or we're going to lie down on them and be in like a supported back bend. If you have like a firm pillow and you want to put that lengthwise on your mat and drape yourself on that, that works too. Just something to start to open up your chest. So if you do have blocks, you're going to have one on the lowest setting to start. That's going to be for the backs of your shoulder blades, and one for the back of your head, and that's going to be one height higher. So go ahead and lie down on those. You can adjust the blocks as needed once you come down. So one, again, is going to be for your shoulder blades, and one's going to be for the back of your head, and it should feel restful. Then any variation that you'd like to take with your legs, you can have your feet flat on the mat, just as they are right now. Knees bent. You can extend the legs out onto the mat. You can have the knees out to the sides and the bottoms of the feet together. Start to open up the hips a little bit if you like that, and it's not too much sensation in the hips. Just somewhere that feels comfortable where you can rest for a couple of moments here. If it feels okay, bring the eyes to close. And find complete and total relaxation in your face. And let that relaxation just trickle down the rest of your body. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. And as you bring your awareness to your breath, just feel the chest. Maybe start to rise and fall, your rib cage expanding as you inhale. And gently falling as you exhale. And can you think of like a 3-dimensional breath? Your breath isn't just moving up towards the ceilings, moving out to the sides, and maybe back into the block back behind you. From that expanded 3-dimensional breath, start to find your ujjayi breath, the base of the throat breath that comes in and out through your nose. Similar breath that you would use to fog up a pair of glasses, but your mouth is closed. Full breath, expanding all directions. From here, whichever leg variation you have, if you have the knees out to the sides, with the help of your hands, gather the legs back together. Bring both feet flat on the mat. Reach your left arm up and back behind you. Just gently going to rock off of those blocks. So rocking onto your left side, propping yourself up. Then you can come off of those blocks, come to lie back down for a moment, just so you can feel the imprint of those blocks back behind you. So coming to lie back down, arms down by your sides. Feet are flat on the mat. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Extend your left leg out onto the mat. And coming into a twist. So gently dropping that knee towards the left. Your right arm can come out to the side. So twists are really, really nice for that upper back thoracic area, right? Because we want back bends to just actually be in your upper back, maybe mid back a little bit. Your low back really isn't getting involved. So today's going to be a lot of heart opening, shoulder opening, and some twists. Gently bring that knee back to center. Switch sides, hugging the left knee in, extending the right leg out. And drop that off for a twist, gently draping that knee towards the right, extending the left arm out to the side, squaring your shoulders onto the mat, getting long through your left hip. Gently bring that knee back to center. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Bring both feet flat on the mat. Just 2 brief bridge poses before we rise. Don't have to be huge. It's still early in the practice. Reach for the backs of your heels. Just barely be able to graze them. It's usually a good distance to have. Arms down by your sides. Lift your forearms away from the mat. Fingertips point to the sky. Inhale, press through the feet, press through the arms. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling, any amount. So it's early. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. I'm not lifting up too high here. I want my low back to be happy. Inner thighs draw down. Inner foot is heavy. Maybe scooch the flesh of your shoulders under the body just a little bit. Again, doesn't have to be huge. And on an exhale, vertebra by vertebra, bring it down to the mat. We'll probably visit this pose again at the end of class, and it'll be a little bigger once we're a little more warm. Inhale, lift those hips up to the sky again. One last time, pressing gently into the arms. The upper arms press down to lift your chest up more. Your elbows press straight down into the floor. Inner thighs draw down, inner foot heavy. Low belly lifts towards your face. And on an exhale, vertebra by vertebra, bring it down to the mat. Great. Gently bring your knees in towards your chest again, keeping the spine nice and long. Reach your left arm up and back behind you. Gently rock to your left side. Prop yourself up to all fours. So coming onto all fours, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Just 3 big cat-cows here. Inhale, heart reaches forward, upper arms wrap back. Exhale, round the whole spine. Press the floor away from you. Get tall. Inhale, heart reaches forward. And exhale, round. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, round. And give yourself some space at the front of your mat. So walk yourself back a little bit so you have some space at the front of your mat. I want your hips to stay over your knees. You're just going to walk your hands out in front of you. So keep the arms straight. Your forehead can rest on the mat. And again, hips stay over the knees. Your chest is kind of drawing down towards the floor. Get open and wide through the chest. Upper arms wrap down to the mat. You're pressing a lot through your fingers to lift your forearms. And as you draw your chest down to the mat, can there be a little counter action there, lifting a little bit of the low belly and the low ribs, just so you don't collapse through the chest. And gently bring yourself back up to all fours. Curl your toes under and take a downward facing dog. Reaching hips up and back, maybe lengthening the stance if you need to, pedaling out the feet one at a time. Straightening one leg, bending the other, maybe connecting that with your breath so you're not bouncing around ever. It's controlled movement, mindful movement. Once you've pedaled out the feet a little bit, maybe you can come to bend both knees at the same time. Lift your pelvis further up and back. Low belly's lifting as you draw your chest towards your feet. And then maybe you start to straighten through the legs. If the spine stays straight in that. Pressing through the fingers. Shift forward to plank pose, top of a push-up, shoulders over your wrists, pressing through all 10 fingers. Inner thighs draw up towards the sky. Reach your chest forward, upper arms wrap back. There's a lift of your low belly. Maybe the knees come down. And shift forward to your tippy toes, either knees, chest, chin, or all in one piece. Lower down to the mat. Lower all the way down to the mat. Prop yourself up onto your forearms for a moment for Sphinx pose. Another little back bend here. So legs are active. You're on the tops of your feet. Inner thighs draw up. Your elbows under your shoulders. Your forearms are parallel. Upper arms wrap back. Chest reaches forward. There can be a little dragging action of like your elbows towards your hips. Low belly lifts. Gently bring yourself down. Bring your hands by your floating ribs. So wrists under the elbows roughly. Legs stay active. Inhale, peel head and chest, low cobra. Elbows back, shoulders back, inner thighs draw up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, peel head and chest, low cobra. Your hands aren't doing any work. It's just your heart draws up and forward. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, peel head and chest, low cobra. And exhale, bring it down. Check your hands. Make sure that your wrists are under your elbows. Inhale, peel head and chest one last time, low cobra. Your hands are in the right position. Maybe you press into the hands to come into upward facing dog. Arms are straight. Your chest draws forward. Your inner thighs draw up to the sky. You're just on the tops of your feet and your hands. Your low belly is lifting rigorously towards your chest as your chest draws away and lifts up. And exhale, low belly lifts you up and back to downward facing dog. And at the bottom of your next exhale, gaze between your hands and step up to that space. Hang in a forward fold. Feet are parallel to one another, hips distance, really just 2 fists distance between your feet. Maybe you take a little bend in your knees if this feels like any pulling in the low back. If you want to come into more of a hamstring stretch, then you straighten through the legs. Interlace your hands back behind you. See if you can straighten through the arms. This is where a strap might come in handy. So if the interlaced hands, you can't come to straight arms, then you just grab onto a strap, bring that between your hands, give yourself as much as you need of that strap so the arms can come to straight. Maybe taking a little bend in your knees again. Shoulders away from your ears. Can your neck get long? Weight is a little more in the front of your foot. On an inhale, just lift up through the heart, coming up to stand. You can keep that interlace of the hands. Release the interlace once you get up there. Just holding Tadasana. All right. A couple of shoulder things here. So now you can grab onto your strap. You can even have like a bathrobe towel if you have, or like a bathrobe strap if you have that handy. Or a regular belt. So you're going to have this belt out in front of you. I have hips distance between my feet. So we're going to reach the arms up and then back behind. So reach the arms up. Then keep the arms straight. How much slack do you need on that strap? And bring that strap back behind you. Just opening up through the chest and the shoulders. Inhale, reach that strap up. See if you can keep the arms straight. And exhale, bring the hands out in front of you again. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach it up. And then bring it back. Chest open. Nice big stretch through the shoulders. Really good one to do. You can even do this like at the office or something. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Inhale. And bring it back down in front of you. And last time, inhale, low belly's lifting, so ribs aren't puffing out too much as you do this. And arms back behind you. And last time, inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, bring that arms in front of you. You can release that strap, move it off to the side. Come to the front edge of your mat if you're not already. Feet are hips distance parallel to one another. Maybe they're all the way together and the heels are split. Whatever feels more stable, like a more firm foundation. For a moment, if it feels okay, close your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center at your chest. A little pressing of the thumbs into your chest and your chest into your thumbs. Shoulders away from your ears. Elbows out to the sides. Just feel that beautiful heart opening here. There's strength through that area, and there's also softness and love. Let's start to flow. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale up halfway, heart reaches forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, lower down, knees, chest, chin, or one piece, lower down, chaturanga. Back bend of your choice, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just simple Surya Namaskara A, holding down dog for a moment. And at the bottom of your next exhale, gaze between the hands, step up to that space. Inhale up halfway, heart reaches forward, low belly lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach up, gaze up. And exhale, hands come to your heart. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, lower down, knees, chest, chin, or one piece, chaturanga. Back bend, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, low belly lifts you up and back, down dog, holding. And at the bottom of your next exhale, gaze between the hands, step up to that space. Inhale up halfway, heart reaches forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach up, gaze up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, circle up, warming up the body, moving meditation. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips rest on something. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, knees, chest, chin, or one piece, lower down, elbows by your sides. Back bend of your choice, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, holding. Reach your right leg up towards the sky. On an exhale, place that foot between the hands. As best you can, step that foot between the hands. Gently bring the back knee to the mat for a moment. Bringing the back knee to the mat. You're on your fingertips. Heart draws forward. Gently bring your hands onto your thigh. Bringing the hands onto the thigh. As they make contact with the thigh, lift your frontal hip points up. Your pelvis, it's like a bowl. You want to keep it nice and upright with that nice upright pelvis and torso. Maybe you descend through that knee a little more. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Start to lift your chest up towards the sky. Maybe that lifts your gaze. Maybe the palms press up above you. Little back bend in the upper back. On an exhale, interlace your hands back behind you. Again, maybe grabbing onto a strap if the arms don't come to straight. Inhale, lift the chest up. Gently bring yourself back upright. Release the interlace, reach those arms up towards the sky. Maybe palms press one last moment. Exhale, bring the hands down. Curl the back toes under, straighten through the back knee. Bring the back heel to the mat now. Back heel spins to the mat. Front heel, back heel in one line. Front heel, back heel, one line. Press through that front heel, reach the arms straight up, warrior one. Back heel is nice and rooted. Back outer foot is wrapping to the mat. And then bend a little lower in that front leg if you can. Low belly lifts. Interlace your hands back behind you again, maybe grabbing onto that strap, arms come to straight. Inhale. Exhale, start to trace a straight line with your nose as you forward fold over the leg. The shoulder can rest on the thigh. It usually does for me. I just don't want your hips to sway out to the right in order to forward fold. There's still like a reaching forward with that left hip. Neck is long. Inhale, press through the feet, reach yourself back up. Warrior one, you got this. Bring your hands to your heart. Move this front foot over to the left a little bit, so your heel to arch in one line. You can take a bend in that right leg deeper here. So front heel to back arch, front heel, back arch, one line. Keep those knees tracking over the second toe, and then draw your chest towards the side. Warrior two. Turn this right palm to face up. Reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Getting so strong in the legs, you got this. As you reach up and back, maybe descend further through that front knee. The left hand is light on the thigh. Maybe it's back behind you. Maybe it hooks the top of the right thigh. Gently bring yourself back up to warrior two. Reach through the right fingertips. Then either place the forearm on the leg and the left arm can come up to the sky, chest open to the side. Maybe that forearm comes off the leg and you rest your fingertips to the inside of your foot. If the chest doesn't feel like it's nice and open to the side and you want the hand to come down, then bring a block to your inner foot. Give yourself as much height as you need so the chest is nice and open. There's almost like a leaning back action. But the inner thigh of that back leg is wrapping back. And then for a moment, turn this palm to face forward on the lifted hand and reach it up and over. So it's in line with your face. Parsvakonasana, you're pressing through the right heel. And then draw that arm straight up towards the sky again. Let's take like a half bind. Bring that hand back behind you, maybe hooking the top of the thigh here. So you're opening up through the shoulder, opening up through the chest. Maybe if you'd like, and only if this is okay and your chest is nice and open to the side, maybe you can take like a full wrap. That's where this bottom arm comes under the leg and you can like maybe bring the hands together. But I want your chest to stay open to the side if you're taking that variation. Gently release that. Release the arms. Press through the heel, reach up to warrior two again, stay low in the leg, and exhale, bring the hands down. Move through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. So chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, or one piece. Back bend, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. I know that quad is on fire. It's okay. Getting strong. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky. Let's do the other side. We got this. Exhale, step that foot between the hands. Back knee comes to the mat. Maybe giving yourself some extra padding on the back knee. If it's sensitive, flipping your mat over is an option. Bringing a blanket or towel underneath the knee. You're on your fingertips to start. Heart reaches forward, low belly lifts. And bring your hands onto your thigh. Gently press that thigh away, lift frontal hip points. And as you lift frontal hip points, kind of making yourself more upright, maybe that whole unit kind of bends a little deeper to the front knee. Reach through your arms up towards the sky, chest lifts up towards the sky, lift the gaze, maybe palms press. Then interlace your hands back behind you, maybe switching the lacing of your hands awkward way. Straighten through the arms, lift through the chest. Gently release the hands, reach those arms straight up to the sky again. One last time, little back bend in the upper back, palms press. And exhale, bring the hands down. Curl the back toes under, straighten through the back knee. Back heel spins to the mat. So back heel spins to the mat. Your heel to heel in one line. Press through that front heel, reach up, warrior one. Make sure that back foot is nice and rooted, and from that root, maybe you descend a little lower in the front knee. So the knee doesn't have to come, you don't have to come to like hamstring to parallel to the mat. The more important thing is the back root of that back foot. And this side might feel different from the first. I know it does for me. My right hip is a little tighter than the left. And interlace your hands back behind you. Straighten through the arms, reach the chest up. Exhale, straight down the line, forward fold over that front leg. Humble warrior. And press through the feet, bring yourself back up to warrior one. Reaching those arms up, lift the chest, lift the gaze, maybe palms press. And bring your hands to your heart. Switching to warrior two. So heel to arch in one line, heel to arch. Bend low into that front knee. Knee tracks over those toes, arms out to the sides. Warrior two. And turn this left palm to face up. Reach it up and back, reverse warrior. I dare you to maybe get lower in that knee if you can. Low belly lifts. Reach that arm up and back. The hand is light on the thigh. Maybe it's back behind you to encourage that shoulder to open. Or maybe you're hooking the top of the thigh. Bring yourself back up to warrior two. We got this. Reach those left fingertips forward. Forearm on the leg. That kind of gives you a little break a little bit. Reach the right arm up to the sky. And again, one side might be very different from the first. You don't have to do necessarily the same thing on each side. One side of your body might want something different. So we use our bodies in different ways, side to side. Maybe your fingertips come to the inside of the foot. Maybe if the chest doesn't stay nice and open, you bring your hand onto a block, opening up through the chest. Reach this top palm to face forward, reach it up and overhead. And then this top arm can come back behind you, maybe just resting on your low back. Maybe it hooks the top of the thigh. Just feeling that deep opening through the shoulder. Maybe you take this for the bind. So you release the top of the thigh, your hand is just like on the outside of the leg. This arm comes in, right? And then maybe you bring the hands together, but your chest stays nice and open, right? Gently release the hands, reach that right arm up to the sky, press through the legs, come back up, warrior two for a breath, and exhale, bring the hands down, moving that block out of the way, and coming through your vinyasa, so lowering down knees, chest, chin, or one piece, back bend of your choice, downward facing dog. Taking stock in your down dog, did a lot of work already. All right. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, place that foot between the hands. Back heel spins to the mat, heel to heel alignment. Inhale, reach the arms straight up to the sky for warrior one. Then bring your hands onto your hips, straighten through that front leg. Step the back toes in a little bit. Stepping the back toes in so your hips can comfortably square to the front. Your hands are on your hips, making sure those hip points point forward. Heel to heel in one line, or maybe a little wider. Coming into Parsvottanasana. So, big shoulder opener as well. So I'll just show you what my hands could look like back behind me. Arms come out to the sides, thumbs point down. You can either do like a reverse namaste, that's where the prayer is behind you. You can maybe turn that namaste upside down. You can grab onto your wrists. You can fist bump. You can grab onto your elbows. There's a lot of variations here. Important thing is the rotation in the shoulders is such so that the shoulders reach back and they're opening. Nice strong legs. Exhale, start to forward fold over the legs. And you're going slowly here. Inner thighs drop back. Your collarbone is kind of smiling out to the sides. And I move slowly because I want my spine to be as long as possible. And then once you're like forward folding a lot, there's a little bit of rounding in the back, but your chest still reaches towards the leg. Gently bring yourself back up to stand. Release the arms. Just step to the front edge of your mat, please. And we're going to flow to come to the other side. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up, halfway heart reaches. Exhale, plant the hands, move through your vinyasa to downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. So on an inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, place that foot between the hands. Back heel spins to the mat. Heel to start. Inhale, reach up, warrior one. And then bring your hands to your hips. Straighten through that left leg. Step the right foot in a little bit. So you're heel to heel in one line, maybe even a little wider if the balance is a little tested there. You can give yourself some space. Frontal hip points point forward. And again, maybe you switch up the variation with your hands. It can be that up prayer, back behind you, upside down prayer, fist bump, wrists, or elbows. Once you find that, can there be a little lift of your low belly, ribs come in, shoulders drawing back and down. Inhale. Exhale, start to forward fold over the leg. You're going in slow motion. Your hands back behind you can encourage your spine to stay long. Inner thighs drop back. Can your hips drop back as you extend forward? You're pressing through the big toe mound of that front foot. Inhale, start to bring yourself back up to stand. Release the variation on your hands. Just step to the front edge of your mat. Good job. Bring your hands to your heart. Starting to move downhill now. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up, halfway heart reaches. Exhale, plant the hands, move through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or one piece, lower down. Back bend, low cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a child's pose, please. A much deserved child's pose. Big toes touch, knees out to the sides. You can maybe release your arms down by your sides with the palms face up if that feels okay. As you're ready, just extend the arms out in front of you again. Come onto all fours. Coming onto all fours, and then bring yourself onto your forearms. Interlace your hands out in front of you. Your elbows are shoulder distance apart. Tuck your toes under and come into dolphin pose. Reaching hips up and back, dolphin pose. You're pressing into the forearms to lift your hips up and back. It's like a down dog on your forearms. Maybe you walk the feet in a little bit. I want your spine to stay long here, so maybe you take a little bend in your knees. Reach those hips up and back. This is a hard, challenging pose. You can do this. Upper arms wrap back to your feet. Maybe you start to straighten through the legs if the spine stays long. Press those forearms into the floor to lift your hips further up and back. And gently take a child's pose, please. Another child's pose. Much deserved. Arms down by your sides if that feels okay. All right, bring your arms out in front of you if they're not already. Just walk your hands back towards your legs to come up to a seat. So, I'm going to take Gomukhasana. So a couple of options here. Maybe you sit up on a blanket. We are going to be kind of sitting upright, and it's going to be a little bit of a hip opener as well. So you can choose to sit up on a blanket or maybe not. So let's extend the legs out in front of you first. Cross your right leg over the left, right leg over the left. And see if you can bend this bottom leg as well and kind of stack your knees one on the other. So you're on the outer edges of your feet. Your heels can be kind of close to your hips, or they can be further out to the sides. You're trying to stack your knees. So if this isn't happening, or there's any sensation in the knees, you can try to prop yourself up on a blanket, give yourself some height, or you can just cross your shins. Start with the right shin crossed in front of the left if you're taking that variation. So this is already a hip opener as well. So choose whatever variation that you would like. And again, this is more for the shoulders than for the hips. It is a beautiful, wonderful hip opener, so not too much of an attachment to what the legs are doing. You're going to grab onto one of your straps, which you may or may not need. You're going to bring that onto your left shoulder. Bring that onto your left shoulder. You're going to try to bring your hands to touch back behind you, and if you can't touch, then you have your strap. Reach your left arm up towards the sky, right arm out to the side. Reach in both directions. I like to get long and large first, and then see if you can bring your hands together, like your fingertips to touch back behind you, and if you can't, then you grab onto your strap instead. Give yourself as much space between your hands as you need. Flex through the feet a little bit, lift your low belly a little bit, and lift your chest. Big shoulder opener here. Maybe you start to forward fold a little bit to get into that outer hip a little bit. Gently on an inhale, bring yourself back up if you're forward folded. Release the lacing of your hands or the grip on the strap just gently. That's huge for your shoulder. So you can bring that strap over to your right shoulder. Just gently, maybe with the help of your hands, unwind the legs. You can start with the legs out in front of you. Cross your left foot over the right leg, left foot over the right. Then see if you can bend the bottom knee. You're going to try to stack your knees one on the other so you're on the outer edges of your feet. And again, maybe you just switch the lacing of your shins. So it's left shin in front. So again, not a huge attachment to what the legs are doing. As long as your knees are safe, then you're fine. And your knees are happy, they're not in pain or anything. You can maybe prop yourself up on that blanket again. And again, one side might be very different from the other. Maybe you did this on one side and on the second side it's not happening. It's just we use our bodies so differently from side to side. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Left arm out to the side. Reach in both directions. Get long, get large. And then maybe interlace your hands back behind you. See if you can bind. If not, you have that strap. Give yourself as much space as you need between your hands. One shoulder might be very different from the other. Lengthen through the spine, flex through your feet, low belly lifts. This is a lot for the shoulder already. Maybe you start to forward fold here. Gently start to make your way back up to sitting. If you forward folded, gently release the grip that you have on your fingers or strap. With the help of your hands, just release out of that leg variation. You can move that strap off to the side. And we'll come into a couple of twists here. So your legs are going to be out in front of you to start. So even though it seems like I'm pretty nice and upright, I usually like for these kinds of things to have something underneath my seat just to feel a little longer, a little taller. So it might be helpful to sit up on something. And then I want you to place a block back behind you, please. So one block back behind you. So again, maybe it's like a dictionary or something. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Marichyasana C. Right knee comes into your chest. So the foot is flat on the mat. A little bit of space between your foot and the leg. Bring your right fingertips back behind you onto that block. I want that height. I want the elbow to be bent. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Then twist towards the right. Twist towards the right. How far did you twist just using your own center and a little bit of traction on the back arm? Then maybe the elbow kind of naturally falls to the outside of the leg. If you really have to go and reach and yank for it, just grab onto the outside of the leg with your hand. Not worth it. These twists should come more from your own center rather than a pulling or tugging with the hands. Elbow straight down and back. Can their right hip reach forward a little bit? Lengthen and revolve. Gently start to gaze forward and release that side, extending the right leg out onto the mat, bringing the left knee in towards your chest, foot is flat on the mat, fingertips back behind you on the left side. Little bend in the elbow, right? That's going to encourage your shoulder blade to kind of press into the chest, press into the spine a little bit. Gives it like a little thoracic massage. Reach the right arm up to the sky, then twist. Twist. How far did you go? How far did you go without hooking the arm? Then the arm maybe kind of falls to the outside. Maybe just grab onto the outside with your hand. Lengthen up and revolve. Coming more from your own center. The hands are secondary. Left hip moves forward a little bit. And start to gaze forward and release that twist, extending both legs out in front of you. Coming off to whatever prop you may have been sitting on, moving any props out of the way. Come to lie down on your back, please. So we did a nice little twist just now, so maybe we can come into Setu Bandha Sarvangasana again, bridge pose, and see if it's a little bigger, a little more accessible. Your arms are down by your sides, upper arms press into the mat. Fingertips point straight up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift your hips up any amount. Inner thighs draw down, low belly lifts towards your face. Maybe you interlace your hands back behind you now. Scooch the flesh of your shoulders under the body a lot. Press into the arms, lift through the chest. Gently release the interlace vertebra by vertebra, bring it back down to the mat. Let's do that one last time. Arms down by your sides, forearms lift. Inhale, lift those hips up to the sky, any amount. Inner thighs draw down. Inner foot is heavy. Low belly lifts towards your face. Maybe switching the lacing of your hands, interlacing back behind you, straightening through the arms. Scooch the flesh of the shoulders under, press up. Gently release the interlace vertebra by vertebra, bring it back down to the mat. Just a quick outer hip stretch, reach your right leg up towards the sky, turn it out 45 degrees, then cross that foot over the left thigh, flex that foot a lot. Maybe you stay here, gently pressing the right knee away from your chest. Maybe you draw the left knee in towards your chest and thread the needle, interlacing your hands behind your left thigh, spine nice and long on the mat. Just a brief one here. Release the interlace. Bring that foot flat onto the mat. Keep the right foot crossed. Arms come out to the sides. Figure 4 twist. Just gently drop your legs towards the left. Just keeping the foot crossed, dropping the legs towards the left. Just a twist here. Gently bring those legs back to center. And we'll switch sides. So planting the right foot, reaching the left leg up, turning it out 45, crossing it over the right thigh, maybe pressing that knee away from your chest and staying here. Or maybe drawing that right thigh in, interlacing the hands behind the right thigh. Gently release the interlace. Plant the right foot. Keep the left leg crossed. Arms come out to the sides. Just gently drop those legs towards the right. Gently bring those legs back to center. Release the crossed foot. Just hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side if that feels okay. Just release the legs. Release, extend the legs out onto the mat. Shavasana, corpse pose, making yourself comfortable. Shoulders away from your ears. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders under the body to open up through the chest. Eyes closed, complete and total relaxation here. Inhale deeply, hold it at the top. Exhale out your mouth. Shavasana. If you can afford to stay here a little longer, please do. If you're not in a rush, if not, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Left arm reaches up and back. Just rock to your left side. Gently prop yourself up to a seat, taking your time. Maybe sitting up on a prop, whatever comfortable seat for you. and sitting up tall in what this practice offered you. Bring your hands to your chest, that part of your body that you opened so much today. Bow your head, lift your heart. Honoring yourself, your practice, and your brilliance. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Fitscope. My name is Alessandra. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.